Football is almost back. We are one day away from week 0. Notre Dame versus Navy. Got to get a scheduled prediction out now for the Fighting Irish. Here we go. Week 0 against Navy in Dublin, Ireland. What an awesome setting for this game. I think the Notre Dame defense is going to struggle just a bit with that option offense from Navy in the first half. They get their footing in the second half. I think the Notre Dame offense also starts cooking in that game. Sam Hartman, Jared Parker, new system entirely. I think they get it done against Navy though. Week 2 back at home in Notre Dame Stadium for the Irish against Tennessee State. I think they cannot afford to take this game lightly. We all remember what happened last year against Marshall at home. Can't let that happen again, but I think regardless, Notre Dame has a pretty easy victory there for week 2. For week 3, the Irish travel to Raleigh, North Carolina to take on the NC State Wolfpack. They lose Devin Leary. They lose a big element of their offense. They went 8-5 last year. I think they'll have a little bit of a drop-off this year. It's going to be a big environment for Notre Dame to play in for their first away game of the year, but I think they're able to get it done. And in week 4, the Irish have a tune-up game before arguably their biggest game of the season in week 5. It's against Central Michigan. I think the Irish have a great chance to take a lot of things away from this game that they can use in that week 5 game. But I think they take care of business against Central Michigan. I think Sam Hartman really hits his groove here against the Chippewas. And then we get to week 5. Obviously a game that everyone has circled on their calendar, both for Notre Dame fans and nationally. The Ohio State Buckeyes are coming in to South Bend, looking for a second straight win against the Irish. Obviously, they had the week 1 victory against us last year, but I think it's going to be a great matchup this year. New quarterback for Ohio State, best wide receiver in the nation, one of the best running back tandems in the nation. Shaky offensive line, some people are saying. I think Notre Dame takes advantage of that on the defensive side of the ball, forces some turnovers maybe, and I think Sam Hartman really shows why he could be a Heisman candidate in week 5 against the Buckeyes. I have Notre Dame coming out with a win against the Buckeyes. And even after a huge game like that for Notre Dame, it does not get any easier by any means. 2 straight weeks, 2 straight ACC away games, starting off at Duke. I think that Notre Dame is able to come up with a win, but it's not going to be an easy one. And then after that big win at Duke, the Irish have another game away from home in Louisville, Kentucky against the Louisville Cardinals. Jeff Brom, first-year head coach. He came from Purdue. I think he's going to do great things at Louisville, but I think it's going to take a little bit longer. I have Notre Dame winning this one. I have Sam Hartman really being able to exercise those demons that he had last year, that awful performance with Wake Forest in Louisville. I have the Irish coming out with a victory. And then on October 14th, Notre Dame is back in Notre Dame Stadium, but they have a huge test, in my opinion, the toughest test of the year. USC is coming to town. Reigning Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams is coming to town. It'll be his first game at Notre Dame. He was able to get the victory last year at the Coliseum. He did it pretty easily as well. I think that offense is going to be electric. The defense is on the rise for USC. It's going to be a huge game for Notre Dame. Obviously, playoff implications there. I think USC is able to get it done, though. That offense is just going to be too much for our defense. It's going to be a really close game. I think Sam Hartman keeps it close, but I do think the Trojans come away with a victory to hand Notre Dame their first loss of the year. And then on October 21st, you get a little bit of a break with a bye week. Then you're back at home against the Pitt Panthers. I don't foresee Notre Dame having any issues there. I think they get a win. And then Notre Dame faces their toughest road test of the season in Death Valley against Clemson. I think Dabo's done a great job this offseason really revamping that team, hiring Garrett Riley. I think Cade Klubnik is finally figuring it out. Obviously, that defense is going to be great. But I think Notre Dame goes in and wins that game. I think they've got the offense going at that point in the season. The defense is starting to figure some more things out, and they go into Death Valley and stun the Tigers. Then you have a bye week on November 11th, come back to Notre Dame Stadium to face Wake Forest. Obviously, Sam Hartman's old team, it's going to be an emotional game for him, but I don't foresee the Irish having any problems in this game. They take that one pretty easily against the Demon Deacons. And then to finish off the season, Notre Dame will head to Palo Alto to face off against the Stanford Cardinal. Obviously a rivalry game. There are going to be some playoff implications there. I think Notre Dame is able to get the win, but it's going to be a hard-fought battle. So there you have it. I have Notre Dame finishing at 11-1 this year, the only loss being to USC. Tell me what you think. What did I get wrong? What did I get right? What would you change? Let me know. We'll talk about it in the comments.